Chris Hogan here. I've spent so much time on the road and talked with a lot of people. And the millionaire success stories that I run into might surprise you. You're gonna get a glimpse into the life of a self-made millionaire. These folks are hard at work. You don't wanna miss it, people. This is Millionaire.
Becky and I both come from what we called a modest standard of living in both of our families. And so we appreciate the value of money. Well, we didn't win the lottery. We didn't, hit it big in the stock market. Yeah. We haven't inherited any money. This is serious business money. We've been entrusted with this, and we don't take it lightly. We took a pretty serious approach, and we decided that we're going to stick to this plan.
We know that we're in it together. Mm-hmm. We're not pitted against one another. I think if we weren't on the same page, I don't know how you could stay on the same plan.
Kind of our first goal, if you will, Becky wanted to be a stay-home mom. So we decided at that point, we need to start living off of my income so that if she decided she wanted to stay home, that we could do it. From that point, after we had kids, it began, hey, our next goal is we want to be able to pay for our son's college, not have to go into any debt, and not have them incur any debt. So once we achieved that milestone, then it was like, okay, the only debt we have is our mortgage and our home. So we became diligent at that point about, hey, our next goal is we want to pay off our mortgage. And once we kind of got there, the next milestone began. I want to get to a point for us financially where I can work because I want to, not because I have to. And we want to be in a position where if we wanted to, we could, but if I wanted to keep working, I wanted to be able to enjoy it. And I actually enjoyed it more when I knew I didn't have to. Once I made the decision to retire, then it kind of became about, I think, a couple of things. One, having some fun together. And the second one was being able to give really more than we had in the past.
In retiring at an early age and being healthy, both of us gave us opportunity to go and do more and travel and do fun things, and also to serve more, giving to various ministries that we believe in. It can be individuals that are raising money to go on a mission trip, just any kind of specialty gift that we would want to gift to somebody.
As she sees a need, she can just write a check and give as she pleases. Early on in our marriage, we figured out 3 principles, and I'm not sure exactly where we got it, but we came up with 3 principles that we wanted to live by. Number 1, everything belongs to God. Because we believe everything we have has been entrusted to us by God, we live by that principle of being thankful and feeling as we have a responsibility to be good stewards. We ask God to guide us and help us make the right decision, because left up to our own, we're going to probably mess it up somewhere. Our second principle was we've got to understand the difference between needs and wants. We had to make some hard decisions about, I know we really want that, but we don't really need that right now. And so we did that early in our marriage, and then we started putting some money away, started hitting some of these milestones that I share with you. And then our third principle was everyone can use a budget. We took a notepad and we really wrote down on the left side of the ledger, we wrote down, okay, what are our income levels that we're bringing home? On the right side, what are our expenses on a monthly basis? The first year we did it, we thought, hey, we got a little money left over. So we actually earmarked that to savings. We didn't just get through the month and it's like, if there's anything left, we'll save it. We actually used it as an item that we assigned a place to.
Keyword being use the budget. If you have it, great, but you got to use the budget.
Yeah. So, you can't just talk about it.
Yeah.
So if you live by those 3 principles, anybody can achieve what we have, because it hasn't been magical. We've kind of been a boring, just stick to the plan, and over time, it's going to pay off. early on in your life, early on in your marriage, early on in your career, don't be enticed by what the world says you need to have. Make difficult decisions based on if you can afford to pay cash for it. If we couldn't pay cash for it, we didn't. And to me, that just makes sense. And there's a lot of different ways that you can save money. We love to go out to eat.
Particularly now that there are no children around.
Yeah, no children to have to pay for. But we always enjoyed early on using coupons or using a discount card. We have fun with it, and I'll say, well, hey, we can go here tonight, and they got to buy one, get one free, or we can go here and we can save $10 if you spend $30. To me, it's still like a competitive, fun thing for us to like, hey, we still get to go out, but we're saving money while we do.
I'm not saying that there haven't been tense moments. There have been. And even though he was the primary breadwinner and I contributed a little bit along the way, we knew the plan was because we were both committed to it.
When we first got married, your first job as a school teacher, what was your salary?
I was making $11,000.
She was making $11,000 a year. I was in a job making $15,000 a year. Even though we weren't making a lot of money, we decided at that point, we're gonna live on less than we make. We actually instilled the discipline of, hey, when I get a raise, I don't wanna go spend more. This is an opportunity for us to put more away because we're living off this now. Let's just don't raise our standard of living because we're making more money. And anybody can do that. But I think the key is making sure my expenses are less than what I'm bringing home.
And those principles work for any income level, and we know that because we did it.
If you have a hard discussion early on in your marriage and you come together on the same thinking, you can stick to it. And we did that. When we knew that you all were going to talk to us about it, I went back and I thought, I know we came up with that somewhere, but I don't remember when and where. And I found a piece of paper that I had written down. I think we taught it maybe in our church in a young adult married class or something. And we used that as our guideline back in when we'd just been married just for a very short amount of time to help us get started. And so that's stuck with us our entire marriage, those three principles.
We know they're fact-based and they're specific enough that you can embrace them.
Yeah. We want to encourage you to get you a piece of paper out, get you a pen, and write those three principles down. And then figure out, how can I do that? And start putting together your own plan. Your budget would look different than our budget did. And your needs versus wants aren't going to be the same needs and wants necessarily that we've gone through. We put a plan together. We executed the plan. I'm fortunate to sit here today and say, we did pay, and now we can play. But we play in a way where it's not just for us, it's also for others. And
we're playing responsibly.
Yeah, playing responsibly, yeah.